Welcome back to Beer Geeks Beer Reviews. Today what I'm going to bring you is one of the best beers pretty much for the transition from spring to summer. A lot of the beers that I have noticed when they come out in the early spring and early summer, they're all just nothing but hops, 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 hops. I mean, you get tons of IPAs, tons of imperial IPAs, double IPAs. I mean, there's even some triple IPAs out there. But what you don't really see a lot of in such a category, maybe it's just in my region, but it's Pilsners. So today I'm bringing you Samuel Adams Noble Pils. Man, I'm telling you what, this is a safe and very good Pilsner to go towards. What I really like about this is that when I started doing a lot of history on the Samuel Adams Brewery, is that this was actually his daughter's wedding beer. And it eventually just got turned into the Samuel Adams Noble Pilsner. And that's what I love about it. Look at that. Now, I'm just going to go off into a traditional pint glass. There it is. That's what I like about Pilsners. Pilsners actually give you, they're light in body. They tend to give you a decent sized head. They are very light in style. They're pretty much on the borderline. From what I've seen, a lot of them are just sessionable ales. And I don't really want to say ale per se because it is bottom fermented. It is technically a lager. So I will, retract that ale sentiment and say this is just a sessionable beer. And not too much for the carbonation there. I am getting, this is another thing I really enjoy about the Sam Adams. If most people don't know, Samuel Adams actually helped or actually started the dating. Now this one here can actually last all the way up to August, and here we are in July, so we're coming down to the bottom of it. Now, take a look at that. That coloring is just sheer perfection. Nice light golden color, kind of straw color. That's what I kind of resemble or think about when I think of a Pilsner. I tend to think of more along the lines of the farmhouse style ales and, whatnot. But this is a beauty. Look at that. Nice head. It tends to stick around just a tad bit. But as of for the aroma, I'm telling you, man. First off, with this beer from this company, they use that floor style malting. Um, and what I mean by that is that they just let it malt as they pull it back across the floor. They use some of that. They use actually some of their own two-row pale malt that they tend to use in a lot of their beers. But with this is just, how can I say this without going blah, 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 blah. They tend to do safe beers. Now, a lot of people tend to say Samuel Adams is no longer a craft beer. No, that is not true. They're still within the craft beer industry limits. And I think that a lot of people do tend to overlook them. Why? Because they think everything's got to be bigger and better. No, not true. If you can sit there and brew up a beer, and if you can brew a good beer and do it consistently, then it is still a good craft beer. Now, back onto the beer. You can smell the maltiness, you can smell the hops. Now, with the hops here, I had to actually, look this up so I got them all correctly. You got the Hallertau Middle Fruit, the Tettnang Tettnanger, the Spalt Spalter, the Saaz and the Hirschbuckler, or Hirschbucker. Um, those all tend to lend their own kind of aroma to this. You do get a little bit of breadiness. You do get the earthiness. You do get like a little bit of a sweetness, and it all comes together very nicely. Now, as for the taste, there it is. Nice, crisp, clean. Those are the three that I'm going to go off of right off the bat. Um, you do still get the breadiness. You still do get a light hop presence, and you still get a little bit of bitterness in the back end of the mouthfeel. This is one of those type of beers where if you're outside doing a lot of yard work, excuse me, uh, or if you're outside working on the car, or outside doing whatever, even just getting out of the pool, or just as after dinner you want to relax outside because it's a very nice day outside. It's not too, screaming hot. Right here, this is the type of beer to do it with. And for this, it just says it's 9.4% alcohol by volume. So therefore, you can actually sit around, have a few of these, relax, and enjoy the evening. You can sit out there right now, as you can see the light pouring in through the window over here. You can just sit outside, have a few of these, and enjoy your day. There is nothing wrong with having a few of these. Now, back onto this. I can't get enough of this. This is pretty good. I'm telling you what. It's a very light mouth feel to it. It's just a good transition into summer. I feel that upon how we do our industry and beer, I do love this transition. We go from light, very few little hops in the beers to the summer beers where they're just, sometimes wheat beers or a lot of hophead beers. And then we kind of tone down into the Mars Head style or the Oktoberfest style. And then we go from there, from fall into winter, and then we go into the winter warmers. You get the big, big, big stouts to warm you up throughout the winter. And then we transition right back into something like this. But with that said, I'm going to jump up out of here and I'm going to enjoy a few more of these. Excuse me, there's another one. That one was fruity. I'm probably going to just sit there and enjoy the rest of these and a couple of Boston Lagers and enjoy my day. I hope you guys do the same. And this is Beer Geek Beer Review signing out. Prost. Cheers, my friends. Be safe.